I need everyone's eyes and ears now. I'm going to tell you a story, and this is a true story that really happened to me. Now, one time, I was walking in the woods. I was walking all by myself. And I wasn't talking, I was being quite quiet. And I came across a tree that was not a big tree like this. It was a small tree, about this big around. And it was growing over there, right near the trail. And right here, right at that same level as on that tree, there was a little hole in the tree. I said to myself, I just thought in my mind, I wonder if there's an animal in that hole. So I did something that I'm going to teach you in just a minute. I did it on the bark of the tree, and a little animal came and stuck its head out the hole and looked at me. And it didn't stay very long, because when it saw me, it thought, whoa, I better not be out here. And it went back in its hole. But it was a beautiful little animal. It's not an animal you see very often. It was a flying squirrel.
Oh!
Yeah, cool.
Is there a flying squirrel in there right now?
Well, that's what we're going to find out, Caitlin.
One of the things I've been terribly impressed with as I work with the Hitchcock Center board, and especially the teachers, is the way in which their approach to thinking about the natural world and getting students and children to encounter it is potentially what I'm calling an anodyne to materialism, which is to say the natural world isn't about us. It goes on. Things happen. Whenever we take a walk, something surprising happens. You can't anticipate it.
Hey, Philly, look! You guys, here's a whole migration of snow fleas. Come see. See, they're all hopping? Yeah, see, they're all hopping right here. They have a tail that goes underneath them and it makes them spring up. See here? Hop, 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 hop. You can get one on your hand.
Oh, I can see their tail.
Their tail, it's called a spring tail.
And so it is separate from our human existence in a very special way. And so encountering it is a chance to see things, to do things, to ask questions that you would never ask and that are outside your control.
Our mission is to create greater awareness and understanding of the environment and to create environmentally literate citizens. So we're here as educators and as an organization to really bring about that deep understanding and knowledge about the environment.
All right, group, we're moving on out. We're heading towards Turtle Island.
Yeah!
Yeah, so that's where we're heading today.
Yes, second.
We do a variety of different programs, working in the schools, running camps, a lot of night programs for family programs, and then also a homeschool and an after-school program where we work with children, connecting them to the outdoors. And it starts at an early age, an early childhood, where we're doing a lot with children, getting them sensory connected to the environment and an awareness of what's out there, and working through many stages of their life and hoping to keep them connected all the way through to an adult age.
I really believe in sort of a positive model of human nature, which is that people want to do the right thing. And so as we're told that if we use compact fluorescent light bulbs, the world will get better. If we drive low consumption, high mileage cars, the world will get better. All of us want to do these things. But really, that's just better materialism. It's more effective materialism. It uses our resources better, but it still uses them. So if people aren't aware of what the consequences of driving per se are, they aren't aware of the consequences of using energy in the way we do per se, then we'll never make real change. And so we really need to be making decisions about our use of environmental resources as literate citizens.
To be an environmentally literate citizen is a person who can really be able to think of the whole and all the interdependent connections. And, you know, if I do something here, it means it's going to affect something there. And so what is that effect? Is that a good effect or a bad effect?
In a very fundamental sense, eco-literacy goes back to something that John Muir said a long time ago. He used to like to say, everything is connected to everything else. And another way to phrase that is you can't do just one thing. So an eco-literate citizen is someone that has experienced this for themselves and is able to connect it to their decision-making and to their daily lives.
Environmentally literate citizen, you need to be able to think for yourself. You need to actually have that problem-solving attitude, that what if, the constant questioning of why are we doing this and what are the consequences to the natural world. We need to be informed practitioners. We need to understand our role and not be passive.
I'm Helen Ann Sefton. I'm the school programs coordinator, and I do a lot of the direct teaching of kids who come here on field trips, and I go out to a lot of schools to do classroom programs as well. We go to about 55 schools each year, and those are in 3 counties and over 4,000 students. So we have kids coming from many different places, from urban schools, suburban schools, rural schools, primarily K through 6, and some older children as well. See this boardwalk here we're about to walk over? Underneath, there are groundhogs hibernating. Our programs are designed to reach children with diverse learning styles, whether it be auditory, they hear a story that helps them to remember, whether it be visual, looking at a poster of track stories and making those connections. Kinesthetically, the kids then imitate how does a squirrel jump, and they're actually acting out those kinds of things. We emphasize you are doing what a scientist does.
You are going to be detectives. Now, can someone raise their hand and tell me, what does a detective do? Yeah.
They find clues and they try to figure out what did it and stuff.
The Ryan Road Elementary School is a perfect example of how a school has integrated the study of nature, the natural world, into their daily curriculum. Margie Riddle, the principal there, started by getting Richard Louve's book, Last Child in the Woods, and assigning that to all the teachers to read.
I love being outside. I just love being outside. First of all, the exercise is great. Gets you thinking better than a cup of coffee and a donut. I was really lucky as a teacher myself to have a number of opportunities to be mentored by people at the Hitchcock Center. So when teachers at our school, and it was one teacher in particular who stopped me in the hall one day and said, I really think my kids would learn more about trees if I took them outside than if we looked at pictures in the book. And I thought, well, you are absolutely right. And she said, but I don't know how to do that. That's really where the whole project started. And I said, well, we can figure that out because there's the Hitchcock Center and we can have them come over and help us learn how to do it.
And Hitchcock Center has been working at the Ryan Road School for the past 4 years. It's been a very in-depth project that we've done at the school where I have worked with both the teachers and the students in the school to help all of them feel more comfortable being outdoors, learning outdoors, and connecting the curriculum that they're required to teach from the Massachusetts standards to the out of doors.
When you take kids outside in nature, there's something for everybody. Every single child is engaged in thinking and learning, and they're so happy about it.
Mr. Ted should be getting here right around that time. He'll probably get here while we're having our snack. We're going to go to the vernal pool again today, but before we go, I want you all to try to remember the things that we've seen and talked about on the days that we were there on other days. So you can kind of catch Mr. Ted up on what we've learned so far.
They've established a schoolyard garden. They have done service learning projects that help develop and build nature trails, interpretive nature trails, nature journals and books. So every student at every grade and every subject really has gone out and used their schoolyard and their conservation area as this beautiful, ripe sort of laboratory for learning.
Go! All
Here it is. This is one of the best teaching resources for the Ryan Road School. It's a vernal pool, a big, pristine vernal pool with a great diversity of species. And all the classes have come up here to catch animals and look at them and draw them and learn about their life histories. It's an amazing resource for an elementary school to have this within walking distance.
So this, this is something we call nature play, and it's basically just kind of a free exploration, or just, of the kids playing around, making their own fun in nature without the, prefab plastic toys or, playground equipment or those kinds of things that our children these days are really totally surrounded by, and they don't often get a chance to just play and kind of know that they can make their own fun with what's around them in nature. It's such a vital part of their education and a vital part of becoming a learner, becoming a critical thinker. It's not anything that we can teach in the classroom because they have to naturally develop it. It just happens, but they need the opportunities.
A lot of what we do with students is we allow them to ask questions, and then we ask them to find the answers.
Coming to terms with that is part of becoming environmentally literate. That is to say, knowing what you don't know and loving the fact that you don't know it and enjoying the questions as much as the answers.
Coyote, fox, dog, or cat. All four of those have 4 toes. How do we know this is not a cat? I see so many of the kids that we work with being really excited about animals, mostly animals. I mean, plants to a lesser extent, but animals, any kind of living creature, they're drawn to it like a magnet. They want to hold it, they want to possess it, they want to keep it, they don't want to let it go. And then they want to learn about it and experience it. And I call that biophilia, where humans are innately attracted to other forms of life.
It's fun to be able to touch the animals and be able to know what their skin texture is, if they're slimy or not, if they're sticky or not, if they're scaly or not. You can hold them, let them go, hold them again, let them go again.
So I personally feel that if we were able to come to a more complete and thorough understanding of our natural world, then we would be less concerned about our material lives, and we would have a richer, broader set of ideas to use in making decisions about our material lives.
The benefits that I've seen of this project are that our students' curiosity, their willingness to persevere when something gets tough, as in you're walking up to the vernal pool and you stumble and fall down and it gets hard and their attention span is longer. I think their teachers in the classroom would notice this more than I do.
So one of the benefits of taking kids outside is their lives are sort of unbalanced lives, I believe. They spend a lot of time inside and involved with screen time, and that time when we're able to take kids outside seems, at least to this adult, very real, and it's just a joy to watch them become so confident outside and joyful outside, and it feels to me like it is sort of the answer to so much screen time that they have.
Let's all go under the tree and curl up and be deer. Yeah. Come on. They put their feet all on the same side, and it's right here under their body that makes the hole, that melts the hole in the snow.
I know I've known Ted for 3 years because he's been coming here and leading my class outside. And added to that, I'm now taking a year-long course where I meet with him monthly along with about 15 other people. And we're exploring the valley, and he's teaching us the natural history of the valley, mostly the flora, but that is the benefits of that are just astounding, because then it gives me the confidence to be able to take 20 to 30 kids outside and sort of know what I'm talking about and relate that to our science strands.
And you could see the carpenter ant tunnels, the galleries.
Yeah.
I've never seen that so nicely. That is really cool. Look how deep it went in.
Yeah. I mean, it's like someone got in here with a chisel and they knew exactly what they were doing.
It's carpenter ants they're after?
Yep. The teachers are curious and they're thinking about systems. You know, how do these ecological systems work and what fits into them? How do the different elements of the system affect each other? And that's, I think, the most exciting piece to me. I mean, I love identifying stuff, but I even love more knowing the complexities of the natural systems and how they fit together.
I imagine some people probably question the value of nature education in our increasingly urbanized society. I mean, after all, you don't need to see a bobcat. You can look at one on your iPhone. You don't really need to hear a bird call. You can play it back on your MP3 player. So what would be the value of spending money and time and allocating space to be able to generate programs where students see these for themselves? But I want to then make the case that, in fact, not only is environmental literacy crucial for right decisions, it's also crucial for our development as people. That the kinds of experiences students have at the Hitchcock Center, the kinds of experiences that I would like them to continue to have, and I would like them to have in greater depth and at greater length, enrich our lives. They make us better people. And in caring about the smaller things, caring about the birds, caring about the soil, caring about the worms, we begin to learn how to care about each other.
Okay, everybody, I guess we should start heading back. So much to see. I could do this my whole life.